We're gonna turn this mini bike into a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. Kind of. Imagine that's like the rear tire. Welcome to Mantini Motors. This is our first official build. What do we got on the agenda today?
I think I need to have some pie to think.
My dad has a 1955 Chevy Bel Air, and we want to make a mini bike to match. So if you're interested in that, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and comment down below what you guys think we should do to this. Maybe what we should do is try to mentally design what things do we need outside of just a paint job. What can we do to the bike to make it look like basically a 55, right? If this became like almost that side of the car, right? And so that piece could be white to match like your car. And we can have little taillights, like little miniature taillights like they have here. Let's draw it. Let's go get, you have paper upstairs, yeah?
Yeah.
This is what we're kind of thinking. So if you think of the back end of a 55, it has the taillights, it has the trunk, it has the logo there. And so what we're gonna do is kind of imagine that's like the rear tire, this is like the frame here. And so it's just gonna be like one straight piece and about the same height as the rear fender. We're gonna actually try to recreate these taillights. If we put something like this on the back of a mini bike, two of them, it's just gonna look really cheesy. So we gotta basically create something very thin, but they'll kind of look like this shape. So that's kind of the idea. It's your thinking face?
Yeah.
So how do we start this? Do we start by putting a motor in? Do we start by putting
first I gotta like take some parts probably off that bike there because this doesn't have like the stuff missing here.
Okay,
so I need to get this wheel lined up first.
So what normally goes here? Like
a brake.
A brake goes there, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. What's the guy trying to kill with this? Okay, so this disc brake won't work here. Let me just double check. Okay, this is definitely not the right one for this.
Okay, so this is a different brake you got here.
Yeah, this should be the right one. No, something's wrong. What's going on here? What the frig is going on here? What the
Is it a spacing issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it out, and that's put the proper spacers in there, and let's see what happens.
Okay. The big one's supposed to go on this side.
On this side for the brake, yeah. Oh my God, it fits beautiful.
It does?
Yes.
So maybe it's the wheel then.
We had to tighten up, yeah.
I believe my dad used to struggle all the time trying to line up the motor perfectly with the back wheel, the sprocket, and the chain. So he got fed up to the point where he created this like bracket thing, which I don't even know what it is.
This pretty well lines it up with the clutch on the motor to put the chain almost straight.
So for anybody new to mini bikes, there's not too much fine adjustment that you can make. Now obviously when we eventually build our own frames and everything, we're gonna make them where you can fine tune things. But because bikes like this with these rigid frames, you need to mount the motor according to how the rear wheel is lined up. This is what the chain goes on to, and so it has to line up perfectly with the engine, which is sitting right here.
Okay, so now we have a 212 electric start power fist engine. Let's see how this looks.
7 horsepower, so how fast do you think that will get? I guess depends on the person's weight.
Yeah, it depends on the weight and if you're going uphill.
But roughly, are we looking at 20 kilometers an hour, 30?
No, you should be able to get up to 60
kilometers.
Yeah.
So for those of you in the United States, that's probably, what, 40 miles maybe? Somebody in the comments convert that for us, but yeah, here we go. That's looking pretty good. What'd you find?
Oh, I got a clutch, chain.
Where do you usually get your stuff from?
A lot of stuff you can get from Princess Auto.
So Princess Auto, if you're watching, or if somebody knows somebody from Princess Auto, like, we're open to sponsorship.
So you make sure the clutch is in all the way. And the best thing to do is, when you're finally finished fitting it, put a touch of Loctite.
Loctite, okay.
And these should never come loose.
We gotta
fix this.
When you're putting on the chain, is there anything to like keep in mind?
You put the chain tensioner all the way up to the front, so you have all this room for adjusting the chain.
Adjustments, okay.
So the best thing to do is put it at the front.
Yep.
and work from there first.
So it has a little bit of play to it, but it's still relatively tight.
And if you look straight down that chain, you'll see it is perfect.
It doesn't bow at all.
Okay, so now, as you can see, there's a little bit of a kink in it right now, right?
Yeah, there is, because this is now this way.
Right.
So that means the motor came this way.
I think we have to back it off a little bit and turn it.
What do we turn? Oh, the motor?
The motor a little bit, yeah.
How can you turn it though? The holes are perfect.
Well, it just has a little, very little play.
Gotcha. So one quick tip for anybody doing this, make sure when you're using a chain tensioner like this, you want to make sure that the fat side is on the inside. We had it the other way, and we thought it was because the motor was not aligned properly. So put the thinner side on the outside so that the chain will actually line up perfectly if you look over top with the top chain.
Put a little black mark here so I know which
link to cut out. Oh, well, it wouldn't be because the master link wouldn't be that one?
Yeah, see?
I'm teaching you stuff.
Yeah, so it's this one here, not this one. And that's it, she's locked in.
Locked in, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the chain is done, there's enough tension there,
So
just a little bit of play.
Enough play where it won't come off.
Right.
Anything you gotta say for day one of officially Mantini motors?
It's tiring.
It's tiring, yes, it is.
Yeah.
We need to build an exhaust for this, a custom exhaust, and my dad says there's a way to do it using a metal coat hanger.
We're gonna shape it
Shape
to
it.
make the exhaust.
We're gonna send it to a guy to turn into an exhaust. We have to work around the fender, right?
Yeah, so we need to put the fender here.
Why do you have so many extensions?
I don't know. Jesus.
Take off the second extension. Take off both extensions.
I don't know.
No, seriously, what were you thinking?
I have no idea.
So we got this mocked up here. It's gonna look a little bit better, but the idea is there's gonna be like maybe a dual exhaust coming out like that. So it's gonna kind of come straight across and then go down over the fender that we're gonna create and then down to this side and out like that. What are you thinking? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah.
Was this on a 55?
Yeah.
So this is an air filter. On some 55s you can get where there's 3 air filters on top. And so obviously on mini bikes they usually have air filters that look like this, but they stick out pretty far and it's ugly, and I was just like, there's got to be a better option that we can put here that A, ties in the theme, but also isn't as big. And then luckily my dad had this like smaller air filter that the way it sticks on is with this little Chevy logo. So it kind of holds it in place there.
Look at that.
That's cool.
It's meant to be, man.
Wow.
3 hours later, we got the air filter working.
Hey, but it's working. All right, Dad, day 2 of this build. I thought we would get to fiberglassing today, but obviously not. But how do you feel? What do you think?
Yeah, that's perfect. That looks really good.
Do you agree that it like adds that little extra flair of,
Yeah.
Now it feels like, okay, it's a Chev?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely need the logo to be black or something though, so
Yeah, well, you can order those.
That's it. All right, one step at a time.
Yep.
Good work.
Perfect.
3, 2, 1. Okay. So we're gonna start fiberglassing. We need some resin, we need some glove.
Oh, yeah, that smells good. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. How many was that? 10? 20?
Guys, we have no idea what we're doing here. What do you think? Push it in.